Life has a way of breaking us, not once, not twice, but over and over again. And in those moments, when the weight of it all feels unbearable, when the cracks in your heart seem too deep to mend, there is a voice in your head whispering, "This is it. This is where I stop." But listen closely. There is another voice, a quieter one, a stronger one, the one that says, "This is where I begin." Pain has a way of making us believe we are weak, when in truth it is proof that we are alive. The deepest wounds may bring the worst kind of suffering, but they also bring something else, a choice. A choice to stay down or to rise, a choice to let the darkness consume us or to become the light ourselves. Think about every moment in history when someone was told they wouldn't make it, when they were told they were broken beyond repair. Did they listen? No, they fought, they built, they turned their scars into stories and their pain into power. And if they could, so can you. You are not defined by what hurt you, you are defined by how you rise from it. You may feel shattered right now, but shattered pieces can be put back together into something even stronger. The cracks let the light in. The brokenness allows for rebuilding. And when you rebuild yourself, you don't just return to who you were, you become someone new, someone wiser, someone unstoppable. So if today feels heavy, if your heart feels like it can't take one more thing, remember this: broken things still shine. Broken things can still soar, and sometimes the most beautiful things in life are born from the pieces of what once was. You are not finished, you are just getting started. There will come a time in life when the weight of the world feels unbearable, a moment when everything you believed in, everything you worked for, seems to shatter before your eyes. The heartbreak, the failures, the disappointments, they will make you question yourself. You will wonder if you are strong enough, if you can ever put yourself back together again. But here's the truth. Pain is not the enemy. It is the evidence that you have dared to live, to love, to dream. It is proof that your heart beats with purpose. If you feel broken, it means you are still fighting, still breathing, still showing up, even when it hurts. And that is power, that is resilience. No one escapes struggle, not the most successful, not the most brilliant, not even the strongest among us. Every great story ever told has moments of darkness before the dawn. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down is not the absence of pain, but the presence of courage. Pain does not mean you are weak. It means you are alive, evolving, and on the verge of transformation. Think of it this way. When glass breaks, it may seem useless, but under the hands of an artist, those shattered pieces are turned into something extraordinary, a mosaic, a masterpiece. Your pain, your struggles, your broken moments are not signs of failure. They are the raw materials of the person you are meant to become. So if today feels heavy, if your heart aches, if life has pushed you to your knees, know this: you are not broken beyond repair. You are breaking open to grow, to learn, to rise. Let the pain remind you that you are still here, still capable, still unstoppable. Because the most incredible transformations happen not in ease, but in fire. Life doesn't ask for permission before it breaks you. One day everything seems fine, and the next you're standing in the wreckage of what once was, wondering how to move forward. The pain feels paralyzing, the weight unbearable, and in that moment it's easy to believe that you have no control, that this is the end, that you are powerless against the storm. But no matter how deep the pain, no matter how impossible the road ahead may seem, you always have a choice to stay down or to rise, a choice to let your pain define you or to let it refine you. The most powerful thing about being human is that even in the midst of suffering, you hold the pen to your own story. Life may throw challenges your way, but it cannot decide for you. That is your power. Think about the people who have inspired the world, not because they never suffered, but because they refused to be defined by their suffering. They could have surrendered, but they chose to rise. They could have let the pain consume them, but they chose to turn it into strength, and so can you. You may not have chosen what broke you, but you can choose what happens next. You can choose to see this as an ending, or you can choose to see it as the moment before your greatest transformation. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And when you decide to rise, to fight, to keep moving forward, even when it hurts, that is when you reclaim your power. So if you feel lost, if you feel shattered, remember this: you are not stuck, you are not finished. The story is still yours to write. The choice is still yours to make. And the moment you decide to rise, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. Every scar tells a story of survival, of resilience, of battles fought in silence. They are not marks of weakness. They are reminders that you endured, that you faced the storm and refused to let it drown you. Yet, when life breaks you, it's easy to look at your wounds and see only pain, only loss, only the pieces of what once was. But what if, instead of seeing them as signs of damage, you saw them as proof of your strength? Pain has a way of making us believe that we are alone, that no one understands the weight we carry. But look around. Every person you admire, every soul who has inspired change, has walked through their own fire. They have felt broken, lost, and defeated, just like you. The difference? They didn't hide their scars. They wore them like armor, like proof that they had lived, that they had fought, that they had survived. The most beautiful stories are not the ones without struggle. They are the ones where someone rises from the ashes of their pain and turns it into something meaningful. Your story is still being written, and this chapter, the one where you feel broken, will not be where it ends. It will be the part that shapes you, the part that makes you unstoppable, the part that proves to the world that nothing could break you completely. So, don't be ashamed of your scars. Don't hide your wounds. They are not signs of failure. They are evidence of your journey. And one day, those same scars will become someone else's hope. They will see your strength, your courage, and they will believe that they too can survive. Your scars tell a story, and it's one the world needs to hear. There will be moments in life when everything you thought you were comes crashing down, when failure, heartbreak, or loss makes you feel like a shadow of the person you used to be. In those moments, the world will try to define you by your pain. It will label you as broken, as lost, as someone who couldn't hold it all together. But here's something they don't tell you. What happened to you does not define you. How you rise from it does. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the heartbreaks or the disappointments. You are the fire that still burns inside despite them. You are the fight in you that refuses to give up. The world may try to put you into a box based on your past, but you have the power to rewrite the story. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by what you build from it. Think about it. Some of the most remarkable people in history, the ones who changed the world, were once told they were not enough. They were rejected, ridiculed, told they would never make it. But they didn't let those moments define them. They used them. They turned the pain into fuel, the rejection into resilience, the loss into wisdom. So if you feel broken today, remind yourself, this is not your final form. You are still evolving. You are still rising. Pain may be a chapter in your life, but it is not the whole book. The most powerful version of you is the one that emerges from this, stronger, wiser, and fearless. The world does not get to decide who you are. Your pain does not get to define your worth. Only you do. And when you choose to rise, when you choose to step beyond what hurt you, nothing, absolutely nothing can hold you back. When life breaks you, it's easy to believe that the damage is permanent, that the cracks in your heart, the wounds in your soul are too deep to ever heal. You look at yourself and see only the pieces of what once was, and the thought of rebuilding feels impossible. But what if the cracks weren't signs of weakness? What if they were the very things that made you stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than before? Think of a piece of shattered glass. At first glance, it may seem ruined, but in the hands of an artist, those fragments become a breathtaking mosaic, something entirely new, something even more unique than before. You are no different. The cracks in your life are not flaws. They are the spaces where the light gets in. They are the places where you grow, where you transform, where you become something even greater than before. It's not the easy moments that shape us. It's the struggles, the pain, the moments when we feel lost. The strongest people are not the ones who never break. They are the ones who learn how to put themselves back together, piece by piece, with more strength and wisdom than before. You are not broken beyond repair. You are breaking open to something new, something greater, something unstoppable. The pain you feel today is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your evolution. Let the cracks remind you that you have survived. Let them remind you that you are still here, still standing, still capable of becoming the masterpiece you were always meant to be. There is a moment after everything has fallen apart when you look at yourself and wonder if you will ever be whole again. You feel like a shell of the person you used to be, like something inside you has shattered beyond repair. The world tells you that broken things lose their value, that once something is damaged, it is never the same. But that's a lie. Broken things can still shine. In fact, sometimes they shine even brighter than before. Think of a diamond, born under intense pressure, shaped by time, made stronger through the very forces that could have destroyed it. Think of gold, purified by fire, its impurities burned away to reveal its true brilliance. You are no different. The moments that break you are the same moments that shape you. They strip away what is no longer needed, leaving behind only the purest, strongest version of who you are meant to be. You may not see it now, but every challenge, every scar, every hardship is carving you into something extraordinary. The most powerful people in the world, the ones who inspire change, who leave behind legacies, are not the ones who never fell. They are the ones who rose, who fought, who refused to let their pain define them. So don't let the world tell you that your brokenness makes you less. Don't let the pain convince you that you have lost your worth. You are not just surviving, you are transforming. You are not just enduring. And one day when you look back, you will realize that the moments that felt like the end were actually the beginning of something incredible. You are still here, and as long as you are here, you still have the power to rise, to shine, to become something the world has never seen before. There is a moment in every journey when the darkness feels never ending. When the pain is so raw, so consuming, that it convinces you this is where your story stops. It whispers that you are too broken, too lost, too far gone to ever find your way back. But that voice is wrong. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something new, something stronger, something you never even imagined for yourself. Every great transformation is born from struggle. The caterpillar must dissolve into nothing before it becomes a butterfly. The phoenix must burn before it rises from the ashes. And you, in this moment of pain, are not being destroyed, you are being recreated. Life is not taking something from you, it is making space for something greater. You have survived things you never thought you could. You have faced storms that tried to break you, and yet here you are. Still standing, still breathing, still capable of fighting for the life you deserve. That is not weakness, that is power, that is resilience. You may not feel strong right now, but strength is not about feeling, it is about showing up even when it hurts. It is about taking one more step when everything in you wants to give up. One day you will look back at this moment, the one that feels unbearable, and you will see it for what it truly was, a turning point. A moment of transformation, the beginning of a version of you that is unshakable, fearless, unstoppable, the version of you who doesn't just survive but thrives. So don't let this pain convince you that your story is over. The best chapters of your life have not even been written yet. And when the dust settles, when you rise from this, the world will see what was always true. You were never broken, you were only becoming. There will always be moments in life that test you in ways you never expected. Moments that shake you to your core, leaving you questioning everything, your strength, your purpose, your ability to move forward. The world may feel heavy, the pain may seem endless, and you might believe that you are too broken to ever be whole again. But here's the truth, brokenness is not the end of you, it is the beginning of your transformation. You are not the person you were before this pain, and that's a good thing, because the strongest people are not the ones who have never fallen, they are the ones who have fallen, shattered, and risen again, with more wisdom, more resilience, more fire in their soul than before. You have survived every terrible day, every heartbreak, every failure, and yet you are still here. That means there is more ahead for you. More laughter, more love, more victories, more dreams waiting to unfold. The road ahead may not be easy, but that does not mean it isn't worth walking. Growth comes from struggle, light is born from darkness, and sometimes the most beautiful things in life come from the places that once felt broken beyond repair. Your past does not define you. Your pain does not define you. The only thing that defines you is what you choose to do next. So when life knocks you down, when everything feels impossible, remember that this is not your final chapter. You are still becoming. And when you rise, and you will not just be who you were before, you will be stronger, wiser, unstoppable, because you are not just surviving this life, you are creating a story worth telling.